is the fact that these young girls, it's not in the past for these young girls. It actually dictates their future, right? These young girls' lives are decimated by the abuse that they've suffered, that the police have turned a blind eye to. And frankly, I think most of my viewers will want to thank you for all you're doing, but at the same time, really chastise the UK and the fact that, Maggie, as you've just said, grooming is still happening in Britain.
It's happening in towns and cities all through the country. I think this particular kind of crime is predominantly in the north of England. But, I've been speaking out about this for 15 years, and I wish I didn't have to say anything anymore because I feel like a broken record. But the situation really hasn't changed. And, the powers that be would have the public believe that this is a problem of the past. It isn't. Victims are being failed every single day. Victims are actually being criminalised. They are being pushed away. The abusers are not getting the sentences even when they are prosecuted, which is extremely rare. The guy he was in court on Friday arguing against deportation. He got a 13-year-old child pregnant in Rochdale. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He thinks that, it's no big deal. That they are his words. Now, they are the kinds of attitudes that as a country we need to address.
Exactly.
We still do not record the ethnicity of the abusers in these cases. That's another question. Why not? Why are we not looking further than just the prosecutions? We need to be getting into the communities. I want to see the Muslim councils of Great Britain, shouting out that this is not right within that religion. I want to see change. I want to see action. And I want to see senior police officers who fail to act lose their jobs and stand in a court of law.
Maggie, I couldn't agree with you more, and I would be saying exactly the same thing if it was some Christian who was doing this sort of committing this kind of atrocity. But you mentioned the deportation point. I wonder if you would just very briefly tell my viewers why they can't actually be deported.
Well, it was when they were sentenced back in 2012, and I've never changed my opinion. They were charged with lesser offences for the crimes that they were guilty of. So the man I'm talking about there, his name is Adil Khan. He was found guilty of getting a 13-year-old child. She was just 13, pregnant. We had a fetus. DNA proved that he was responsible for that. The CPS at the time, the chief prosecutor, chose only to charge that man with sexual activity with a child, not with rape. Now, she was drunk. She was a child of 13. For me, he should have been charged with rape. He should have gone to prison for 20 years, in my opinion, but he didn't. He was out in less than 4 years. And because he was only charged with sexual activity with a child, the judge decided when he was convicted that he would be deported together with another two as soon as they were released from prison. That was 8 years ago now. And they're still in this country. He has had millions in legal aid saying that it would contravene his human rights. And can you actually believe that he is saying that he has got his own son?
I know, Maggie, this to me is a fundamental reason of why we actually need human rights reform in this country.